The name of the character who tries to steal Christmas in Dr. Seuss's book?
Grinch.
How many wise men were there?
3.
What do you call Santa's vehicle?
Sleigh.
What's a common decoration made of popcorn?
Garland.
Got it, but
No, a partridge in a pear tree.
One, yeah.
Partridge. I was trying to look like
in
a
a pear
tree.
tree.
This is me doing the tree
I think it was
emoji.
the milking.
No, it's
Partridge
one is not 8 maids milking.
Milk.
Birds. Milk. There's tree
Milking.
birds. Tree birds. A bird tree. Sorry about that.
There's 500 birds in that thing, and you took away milking. That's my favorite. Oh, man. So close, though.
All right, we got one more round.
Okay.
Zach, hello.
Hey, happy birthday, Rizz.
Thanks, buddy. All right, you want to do it yourself or you want to pass?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it myself.
All right, do it yourself for 2 prizes. What 2 prizes would you like?
Happy birthday, Rizz.
Thanks, buddy. All right, you want to do it yourself?
Limp Bizkit and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Limp Bizkit and Red Hot Chili Peppers. 2
Perfect
what are
shows.
to be great concerts.
You're doing it yourself, huh?
Zach's doing it himself.
Hold on a second. I had a little technical error over here.
Rafe's getting his questions ready.
I want this to be
Perfect.
as good as it can be.
This is Zach on the
This
phone?
is Zach. Zach from Pacific, Missouri. Right up next to Eureka.
Nice.
All right. Right up
Gray,
there.
Is
called
it Gray
stalling,
Summit?
ladies and gentlemen.
Is it Eureka Gray Summit then Pacific?
Hold on a second. Something weird just happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I had a panic attack. Everything's fine.
Everything we're good?
I just deleted the whole document, but I did
We're good.
undo, and everything's fine.
Control Z, Control Z.
No big deal.
Okay. Zach, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, Zach. Are you ready to play Simpleton Trivia Holiday Edition?
Yes, sir.
Zach, question 1. Who is the evil demon-like horned counterpart of Santa that kidnaps kids on Christmas?
Krampus.
In what city did Miracle on 34th Street take place?
Pass.
In the song, what did Frosty the Snowman have for a nose?
Carrot.
Incorrect, a button. Corncob pipe, and a button nose, and 2 eyes made out of coal.
Sorry.
Dang.
Sorry, brother.
He didn't have a carrot. I think he's thinking just a regular
Snowman.
snowman is traditionally. And is it Krampus?
Krampus, not Krampus.
He said Krampus.
He said Krampus. I
I'm
think he
giving
said
it to him.
Krampus, yeah.
I gave it to him.
Oh, it's tough.
I've heard it Krampus. I've heard it. It's a Nordic.
Yeah.
Okay, scary as hell, too, by the way.
I honestly thought that was going to be the hardest one.
Yeah.
I was like, if he gets this one, he's rolling.
Well, that's that. One winner?
Yeah.
I think 2.
1 winner, 2 tickets.
1 winner, 2 tickets. Excellent. Congratulations.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
I blew it for 2 people.
No
Moon was
baloney
a
day
winner.
miracle today.
But not for the person.
But fun, though. We had fun, guys.
I had
Yes,
a really
we
good
did.
time.
Thanks. Good job, Rafe.
Hey.
Learn, well done. Scott?
Thank you so much, everyone.
Scott's
Decent
in there.
Attempt.
Moon. Good job, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man. Thank you, and I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Kerber. Hey, good morning, Chris.
Morning, everybody. How are you?
Nothing to talk about this morning.
It's kind of a quiet, dull morning, isn't it?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what we should rap about. What are you going to get the wife for Christmas? Are you going anywhere? But,
Yeah, I thought about that, and that was boring, too.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so the Blues decided to make it interesting last night. Obviously the firing of Craig Berube. Were you in shock when you heard the news? And where were you?
Yeah, I was. I was on my drive home when I found out. This is the 7th coaching change that the Blues have had since I've been doing games for the team. And there's something familiar about every single one of them. And that is, you just kind of see it coming. And it's hard to explain. It's easier to explain, kind of when you're around it. When you're around the team kind of every day, you just start to get a feeling and a vibe. And that vibe was starting to creep in here that something wasn't going right. And, you can't change, especially in a cap era. It's very hard to change players. It's very hard to move contracts. It's very hard to make adjustments with no trade clauses, and that results more times than not, whether it's fair or unfair. And I'm not sure this one's overly fair. That the result is a head coaching change. And this one, even on a personal level, is a real bummer. I actually, of all the coaches that I've worked with. And I've been counting my time in the minors. This is year 30 of calling hockey games. Like Craig Berube is right up there as one of the absolute best, if not the best I've ever worked with, just in terms of how he treated people, how he respected the jobs of everybody, how he understood that the organization had things to do and initiatives like Hockey Fights Cancer, and he participated in all of it.
He just seemed like a cool guy, too.
Well, he was. He absolutely was. And the way that you guys see him and perceive him, having not been around him much, that's the way the guy was. And when that kind of persona of who you genuinely are is what everybody sees, and that's just the reality of who you are, I mean, it's really something special here. And, this coaching staff under Craig Berube, this may sound like something minor, but I think it's worth applauding. There's a handful of different events that the team does where the whole team's there. And Rizz, you've been at it. A couple of you guys have been at like casino night, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Since Craig Berube took over as head coach, the entire coaching staff showed up to those events.
Yeah.
Now, prior to Craig, that wasn't the case. You might have a coach here or there. You might have an assistant here or there. All those main events, the entire coaching staff was there. And it may seem like something small. And I asked Craig about it once, and he said, I just feel that if we're asking that of our players, we should ask that of ourselves. He's a real player's coach, and he's going to land on his feet, and he's going to do really good. And I hope like all hell it's not in the Central Division.
Well, let me ask you this question, Chris. All right, had they had won last night, obviously he would not have been fired. What was the next loss going to be? Was the die cast already?
Yeah, when you get to the point that happens, I think you've obviously that snowball is rolling down the mountain a little bit. Could there be a state of execution? Yeah, there can be if you get a win. Maybe things turn around, and you end up parking it. So it doesn't happen very often. It typically, very rarely, does this come down to just one game or one loss. A general manager, an ownership group, whomever it may be, they're looking at a trend, they're looking at a sequence of things, and things are building. I've also found over the years that very rarely does a general manager want to make a move like this. So at times you really are looking for instead of looking for a reason to let somebody go, you are really digging and looking for a reason to keep somebody, and sometimes it just doesn't get there. And, this is a roster that is underperforming right now. Doug Armstrong, I don't think, had delusions of grandeur, thinking that this was going to be a team that competes for a division championship with Colorado and Dallas. I think he was very public with his comments on that. But he did feel like this is a team that, on its really good side, is competing for third in the division and maybe a wild card spot. And I think when you look at it, I think he feels like it's slipping a little bit too much to let the season go right now at 28 games. And so he went ahead and made this change. But make no mistake about it. I said this just a little while ago to Randy Carricker and the Fast Lane, and the Morning Drive guys and Brooke there. This one to me feels more like the firing of Joel Quenneville than any of the others in between. And I realize we have some listeners. You start to realize, well, there may be some listeners that go, who the hell is Joel Quenneville? Right? Yeah. But, he a hell of a coach, and he went on to coach the Blackhawks, obviously, to those 3 Stanley Cup championships. It was a roster that was sliding, and I don't think it really had a lot to do with coaching, but it didn't mean that a coaching change didn't happen. And I kind of feel like that's it feels the same way to me right now. Now, I haven't talked to Doug Armstrong, haven't talked to anybody organizationally yet. There's a press conference at 10:30. We'll get some more one-on-one interaction. We'll get into the locker room afterwards and talk to the players and get the vibe. Although I know the cliches that are going to come in that situation, and we'll get a better sense of it at that point.
Well, I think we were talking in the studio here. You know, the sentiment online is, "Hey, this wasn't Berube's fault. It's Armstrong's lineup that he put together, but Berube takes the fall for it." Yeah. That seems to be the sentiment I'm seeing on social media.
Yeah, and you know what? I think I think that speaks to obviously the coach that won the only Stanley Cup championship in town that we've had, right?
I'll tell you what, there are people that are pissed.
Yeah. But you know what? The coach's job is to coach the players that they're given. And that's what nobody said this is fair. It's a brutal business. It's an unfair at times business. Craig clearly understands that. He knows that. He's been let go once before from Philadelphia. You know what's happening now with him and Bannisters. What happened with him and Yo, and he took over from Mike Yo. Mm-hmm. Craig is very pragmatic. He's very practical. I don't think he's going to be out of work very long if he doesn't want to be. He was under contract to the Blues through next season, so he doesn't have to just take any job that comes his way.
Getting paid out
in that sense. But listen, Rizz, I was looking at the roster, all right, and listen, you know my broadcast. I got two rules of broadcasting. One of the big ones is you don't say anything on the air you wouldn't say to somebody's face. Mm-hmm. It's just that simple. The microphone tough guy thing is not I don't have any respect for that kind of act. So I look at this roster and I see two players with maybe a third that are performing at the level they should be performing at or outperforming it. Number one, Jake Neighbors. Going from the fourth line all the way to the top line. Okay, clearly 10 goals on the season. He's giving you everything he's got. I don't think anybody can argue with what you're seeing from Jake Neighbors this year. I'm throwing Oscar Sundqvist in there as number two. You get 12 points right now as a third and fourth line guy with a primary role of penalty killing and in a checking role. I think Oscar Sundqvist has delivered spectacularly for the Blues this year. And now the other guy that I say kind of with an asterisk is Robert Thomas. And people may look at it and go, Curbs, he's got 27 points in 27 games. You know, how can you shake a stick at that? Well, you can't. He's winning 54% of his face-offs. He's playing every single type of special team. He's playing even strength. I think Robert Thomas is having a very good season for a player in his sixth year in the NHL. But the power play is so bad with this team right now, and he's a big part of that. So that's why I don't. That's where the underperforming part of his game is in there. And so, but when you look at that, that's three guys. You know, the rest of this group is underperforming. And is that on the players themselves? Yeah, I actually do think in a lot of cases it really is. But when you have that much underperforming, general manager is going to naturally look at coaching as well. And that's an unfortunate part of this business.
It feels weird to me, if I could ask Chris, like, I'm dumb when it comes to hockey, but I'm like, the guy won a Stanley Cup 2019. So with taking in the pandemic, we're 2 years removed from the only Stanley Cup. And it's like, I know it's what have you done for me lately, world, but like, just feels like it feels dirty. It feels like in a self-proclaimed rebuilding year where you're basically telling this guy, hey, we're rebuilding, do what you can with this group. That's self-proclaimed from the front office. To kind of throw him to the wolves when he had a year left in his contract just feels like, what was the point of that, you know?
They still expect to make playoff hockey, though, and to be better than this. And you get, if you have to change something to even if it's just to light a fire, unfortunately, he's the easiest one to change because they got all these guys with bigger contracts, and they need more out of Kyrou. They need more out of everybody.
Well, so a couple of great points there. Rafe, I agree with you in what you're saying there. But this is season 5 now since winning that cup, and that cup team is gone. You got a couple pieces left of it, but this team and that team aren't even close. And you got to look when you're comparing rosters. I put this out on Twitter. You can't compare apples to oranges here. Guys like Ryan O'Reilly was in his 10th year. Bo Meester was in his 16th year. Steen was in his 14th year. Tarasenko was in his 8th year. Shen was in his 10th year. Like, there was Bozak was in his 10th year. There was a totally different experience level from that team to this team in terms of the core players you're counting on. Because when I'm talking core players, I'm talking Kyrou, I'm talking Thomas, I'm talking Buchnevich. Okay, and those guys. I'm not looking at Saad at this point then, because guys, that's a different level, and he's drastically underperforming, as many of them are. To Moon's point, I think right now what you have to look at is the Blues are 1 game under 500. They've lost 4 in a row. 4 games ago, they were knocking on the door of going to 4 games over 500, having a 4-point lead as the top wildcard team and being within 1 point of third place in the division, 4 points of first place in the division, and you had a 3-1 lead against the Vegas Golden Knights on home ice. You're about to sweep in a back-to-back games the Stanley Cup champion. And that game gets away from you, and the slide really gets bad. You then look at the next 2 games, and you lose, and you weren't even competitive with the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Chicago Blackhawks. And go back a couple weeks earlier, and you lost that game in San Jose. You could have the same exact record right now and having beaten San Jose, Columbus, and Chicago, but lost, say, those 2 games to the Vegas Golden Knights, right? And maybe lose one of the games to Tampa or to Colorado. And it's a different feel because of who you lost to and how you were playing. So I'm not so sure. This isn't just about a win-loss record and where you're sitting in the standings. And I'm not going to try to put words in Doug Armstrong's mouth again. We'll hear from him at 10:30 this morning. But my gut tells me that this is going to be about the feel of how the team was losing some games and who they were losing to, not the actual record, because I think Doug Armstrong is a much clearer thinker when it comes to the big picture than that.
Well, Chris, we always appreciate your insight, and I know this will be the last time we talk to you in 2023, but have a great Christmas. Have a great New Year. And
hey, listen, you guys have a spectacular audience. You've got such a great following. The number of people that stop me and say, I hear you on the Rizz Show. And for those that don't, I mean, you guys get into work at 3, 4 in the morning. The effort you put into the podcast, the streaming of things, and then all the side stuff that you all do individually really is amazing to see. And I'm really honored just to be a small part of it. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you guys, your entire audience. Please be safe. We want to see everybody at the rink, and we'll kick off 2024 in style.
Yeah, we got Rizz Show Night coming up on January 31st. So we'll all be down at the rink then.
Love it.
And, give the family our best, and we will speak to you in 2024.
All right. Cheers, everybody. Thank you.
There he is, the great Chris Kerber, everybody. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. A bit of food news, and Moon will read us some emails. Thank you. Tomorrow, last guest of the season, comedian Michael Yo joins us. It will be his 2nd time on the show, right? Or maybe 3rd. Oh, God. Is anybody keeping track of this stuff?
We've only worked here for 8 months.
I think it's the second, but let me double check.
I want to say second.
Michael Yo, is he very tall?
Yeah.
Quite tall.
He's Blasian.
6'3", right on.
He's Blasian, black Asian.
Oh, this will be his 3rd time.
Ah.
Yeah.
See, thank God I asked.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank God we knew.
Right.
3rd time on the program, Michael Yo. Great guy. You will love him.
Can't wait.
Super cool guy. Very interesting story. And making his 3rd time visit.
What does he get for a 3rd time?
A certificate.
Do each time a guest comes in after the 1st time they get a certificate?
Until they get to 5 and they get the jacket.
Mm-hmm. And then they go back to, do they wear that? Because we had Florentine on last week.
I don't think, have we ever had somebody in 6 times?
I thought Jim Florentine was on 6 times.
Well, we see, again, it was a...
Yep, he was
Help!
Yeah, he was 6.
He was 6.
He was 6. But again, it was an accounting error. It was an accounting error, and we didn't give him his 5-timers club jacket when he came in the 5th time.
I see.
Michael Yo, by the way, only coming through St. Louis in December, apparently. December 2021 on the Rizz Show. December 2022 on the Rizz Show. December 23.
He loves St. Louis in December.
He's
Do you blame him?
He's here for
goes-
the Rizz Show Christmas spirit.
Do you blame him?
Yep. Candy Cane Lane.
Candy Cane Lane, that's it.
That's him.
He goes to see the lights at Tillis Park.
Uh-huh.
And...
Jellystone and the whole thing.
Yeah, Jellystone.
And
He's having a good time.
Rolls
man.
through here. And then Happy Holidays. But Michael Yo's at Funny Bone Westport tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday,
Saturday.
Sunday. Does he have a Sunday show?
I don't see a Sunday show, but maybe.
Who doesn't like Doritos?
Exactly.
Idiots.
Idiots. Get out of here. Perfect on a sandwich.
Doritos are so versatile,
Walking
aren't they?
taco. Oh, my God.
Doritos are amazing.
They are amazing. What's your favorite Dorito flavor?
Regular.
Regular?
Just the nacho cheese?
Regular.
I like Cool Ranch. I'm a Cool Ranch girl.
Regular. You're a Cool Ranch guy, Rafe?
Oh, yeah.
We're cowboys. We're Dorito cowboys, he and I.
Yeah, dude.
We're on the ranch.
We live on the Cool Ranch.
Doritos are one of those things you buy like a big bag, and next thing you know, you cleared the whole thing.
Yeah, man. But it's only half full, so you don't feel bad. Once you get all that air out.
Yeah, keep telling that to yourself.
I tell myself, hey, girl, don't worry about that. You just cleared that bag of Doritos. You're
Doritos
all right.
is the perfect. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Doritos.
Same. Scott,
I'll skip them 100%.
are you?
You hate Doritos?
Yeah. It's got an aftertaste. It's all that. If I'm going to do it, I want the chip with salsa. I want the real thing. I don't want.
Yeah, but if you're in the car, you can't. Where do you put dip in the cup holder?
I would
thought
not
this
have those out.
Are you putting salsa in the cup holder?
Are we not a
No.
Dorito show because you're out, Moon? You like them or no?
Of course. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Of course, he's not a monster.
No.
I guess
when I
we're
was
a Dorito studio, and you
kid,
have
I
your
liked 'em.
anti-Dorito producer
Yes, man.
office.
Spicy nacho?
I have no clue what's in that stuff. It's weird.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't
Who cares
either.
what's in it? I'm not eating Doritos
Space dust.
to know what's in them or for health reasons.
I live for the little blue Cool Ranch specks that we have
Me
no
too.
clue what it is, but we're just
I
down
don't know
on
what
it.
that is,
Yeah,
dude.
good
That
point.
could be.
What is that?
There's no blue food,
Right.
but I eat it.
Nobody knows what it is.
And we don't care.
Nobody knows what
Name
it
a
is.
blue food
Can't.
besides a blueberry.
Blueberry.
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
Ain't blueberry.
I like the
Blue taffy.
harvest, or what is the?
Sun chips?
Yeah,
Spirulina.
those are yummy.
Sun chips
but
are great too. I'm not a Dorito loyalist. I will go to other chips.
This is not a sun chip discussion.
I know,
This is
I
a
know, but I'm
Doritos
just saying
discussion.
that's,
Spirulina.
not on my
Garden salsa
radar.
are good.
Not on my
I think
radar.
that's green.
Spirulina?
Yeah.
It makes a blue drink if you put it in there.
I don't know.
I thought
What
it was,
is that
I thought
blue
it was blue.
speck? I don't want. I don't want to know because it's
cares?
going to ruin it.
I'm telling you, nobody knows.
not important.
Science
It's excellent.
doesn't know.
Hey, especially Cool Ranch, though. Have you noticed that the small bags are a total rip? What a joke.
Right. There's like 4 chips in them.
No, I'm not talking
Really?
about the chips.
Oh.
I'm talking about the dust. It's like they took it's like they opened the
less
big bags
dusted?
and they said, "Oh, let's take the fewest dusted ones, the crappy ones, and we'll put those in the little bags and we'll just rebag them." It's the worst. I never realized until I got a big bag and
Now
went,
I'm gonna
"Whoa,
notice.
look at the
Dust on
gold
that?
mine in here."
I bring up Doritos because you know you've got a sophisticated palate when you're reaching for a shot of this. Doritos flavored liquor
No,
is now a thing that exists.
I don't need. Oh, actually, no. You know what? Yes, I would take it in a Bloody Mary.
Doritos flavored liquor. That's exactly what I'm thinking this
Really?
would be for. Yeah.
I need the rub. I need my tongue rubbing on the dust.
Yeah, I like
That's
sucking off the dust.
Whoa.
That's what she said.
Frozen.
That's what Dick Van Dyke's wife said.
Yeah, I got nothing after that. What were we talking about?
Doritos.
Here we go off the rails.
Mrs. Van Dyke, what's your favorite thing? I love sucking off the dust.
Of Cool Ranch Doritos.
Cool Ranch Doritos. Cool
Ranch
Get yourself
Doritos.
a bag. Nobody knows what the blue specks are. So a spirit company called Empirical out of Denmark, they're behind this thing. They partner with PepsiCo. So it's an official Doritos liquor. So it's not like Doritos flavored. It is an official Doritos liquor. It's supposed to taste exactly like their nacho cheese version. It's 84 proof, so 42% alcohol, a little stronger than your average 80 proof liquor. They're calling it an uncategorized spirit, but it's basically cheese-flavored vodka. So does it actually taste like Doritos? And according to people who've tried it, yes, it's pretty close. They infused it with actual Doritos.
Oh, guys, I got an answer.
It also smells like them. A writer for Food and Wine said it has a bouquet that's, quote, brimming with the unmistakable tang of cheese dust. They thought the aftertaste was a little more like Fritos than Doritos, though. But the evil genius behind this is a former chef named Rafe Williams, who co-founded Empirical. He's actually been making Dorito-infused booze for years. It started when an employee came back from lunch with a bag of them. Lars saw the bag, wondered if it was possible, and started experimenting. He'd been making small batches since then for peers and friends. They announced pre-orders would start today at 8 a.m. St. Louis time. I don't know how many bottles there are. I'm assuming that they're going to sell out at $65 for a fifth.
Just when you thought you couldn't have a cocktail that tastes like your little cat's toe bean smell, Doritos vodka.
But, and this guy's an absolute Doritos super fan. He did an interview about the origins of this, and he says Doritos are unique because they have hints of every flavor humans enjoy, from salt and umami to a touch of bitterness. He calls it a beautiful flavor and said any half-decent chef would agree.
I guess.
All right.
Are you going to do?
You have the Cool Ranch Dorito.
Okay.
I'm not sure I want to know.
I'm so mad right now.
Here's just a little context. For Kraft singles, there are 26 ingredients. Okay, Kraft singles. For Twinkies, there are 42 ingredients to make a Twinkie. For Chicken McNuggets, there are 40 ingredients.
Okay.
For a Hebrew National hot dog, there are 12 ingredients. How many ingredients in a Cool Ranch Dorito?
Well, you just set us up now. I'm going to say it's way less than we expect.
Take a guess.
52.
I'll go 31.
Going 88.
Right?
2.
There are 34 ingredients making up a Cool Ranch Dorito, and I have a picture up there of all the ingredients. Number 1.
34 is not bad.
Number 1 is corn, and then we get into all these things, and those are corn oil, canola oil, and sunflower oil. Then, number 5 is maltodextrin. 6 is salt. 7, tomato powder. 8,
Into the blue
cornstarch.
dust.
9, lactose. 10, whey, skim milk, corn syrup solids, onion powder, sugar, garlic powder, monosodium glutamate, milk, cheese cultures, salt, enzymes, dextrose, malic acid, buttermilk, natural flavor.
Nothing's terrible.
Artificial flavor, 26 sodium acetate. 27 is red number 40.
Oh no!
28,
blue.
28 is blue number 1.
Dang it!
It's just food color.
So it's
festive.
whatever the hell that is.
Blue number
29
1
is
is just
Not
color.
even a spice.
yellow number 5.
I love
30 is sodium caseinate. 31 is spices. 32 citric acid. 33
Gosh damn it!
disodium
color.
inosonate, and number 34 is disodium granulate.
I'm so mad right now. Oh, so you're saying to me there's dairy in Doritos?
Oh, of course, bro. There's cheese. Anything that's like half-ass cheese.
Hey.
Yeah, but this is Cool Ranch Doritos.
Well,
Cool Ranch has
Yeah, you said
That's something.
you said something that was dairy sounding.
It's ranch,
Skim
right? So
Buttermilk,
ranch is buttermilk
milk
and,
and cheese
Yes,
cultures.
that's true. I'm not doing this no dairy 2024. I'm going to be a
out?
monster.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm saying I'm a knee-jerk reaction right now.
Well, even if you're doing it, you're
Well, now you've taken
Not
Cool
doing it.
Ranch Doritos off the table.
All my joy is leaving my body right now.
All your joy derives from dairy.
I love dairy. This is a pro-dairy show.
Yeah, well, definitely. Some of us may be even lactose intolerant, like
I'm pretty
myself,
sure
but
I am,
I
man.
still push through.
I got so many problems.
how blue is blue number 1?
I do have good news about blue number 1. According to the Center
Here we go.
for Science and the Public Interest. What?
The food ruiner, like my wife.
No, it just says it may not cause cancer. That's what they say on their website. It's good. Like, that's good. It may not.
dang.
It does say it's one of
If you
one of the
eat
most
Doritos
processed.
every day in mass quantities, you're going to die.
If you eat healthy, you're probably going to
That's true.
die as well.
You've lost the
Everybody's
will to
going to die.
Here lies Scott Rizzuto. Cause of death, Doritos.
live. Gosh, dang it. I really want like a shredded turkey sandwich right now with some mayo and some crunched up Cool Ranch Dorito just smushed in the bread.
Yo, you know what blue
Now
number
thinking
1
about
is
this-
made from? Petroleum.
Oh,
That's
great.
good. That's jelly, which reminded me of putting Doritos with peanut butter and jelly when I was a kid at elementary.
I'm into it.
That was yummy.
Also, there's organic Doritos. I buy those. The organic, come at me.
Called
But
Durangos.
They're
They're not as
Durangos. And they're pretty good. I'll eat that whole bag too.
Hey, blue number
Bronco.
1. Digestive upset, cancer, and allergic reactions are all a thing, but other side effects might be they might affect your behavior.
Joy.
Headaches, migraines, anxiety, crying, and fatigue. Can you imagine how Kirsty must
that's
feel?
how I eat a bag of Cool Ranch
I was gonna
Doritos
say,
already.
can you
That's what
imagine
gets
how-
me to the bag.
How Kirsty must feel if you have a Dorito and then you start crying. That would be the worst.
I cry about I'm eating and crying all day
Best-
every day. So
Dusting Cool Ranch Doritos, close second chili cheese Fritos. Whatever the dust on those chips are made of.
Yeah,
just
those
put
are
it in
good.
my blood.
Tell me what's going to kill me in that kind of snack.
I love Scott.
That one's
some spicy
got to be
nachos.
healthy because it's very yummy. I forgot about that one. That one's very. I think it's healthy.
The website The Takeout has listed this year's worst fast food items based on their inability to gain fans or just taste like caca.
okay.
So some real swings and misses this year for a couple big fast food joints. Taco Bell, their big swing and miss was their vegan nacho sauce.
Vegan nacho sauce.
I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, what did they do that in Ohio?
No, I think they rolled it out nationwide, and they said there's a strange aftertaste to the vegan nacho sauce, one that's just slightly bitter and becomes steadily more plastic-like. It gets to be pretty unpleasant after a while. Burger King's Mexican original chicken sandwich, swing and a miss. A reviewer said this sandwich is about as Mexican as I am, which is to say not Mexican at all. Arby's bourbon barbecue sliders, swing and a miss.
Interesting.
This is
Carl Buddig didn't make a good barbecue slider?
This is a miniaturized Arby's roast beef sandwich, and it's nothing to get excited about. It's flat, smushed, and stupidly salty, just like most of Arby's roast beef products.
Only thing worth it is that onion bun. Give me them onion buns. I'll put some else on
I
it.
like the horsey sauce they have there at Arby's.
That's your go-to, though? I'm talking about buns. You're talking about sauce? I think that says it all.
I don't love Arby's. Like, I'm going, if there's a Lion's Choice and an Arby's next to each other, it's Lion's Choice all day.
I wanted to like it. I tried hard as a kid. And I was like, oh, let's go to Arby's. And because I loved the cheddar and the onion bun. And then I realized, I feel like I'm just eating Carl Buddig on an onion bun. You never had that
Those
bun?
curly fried things.
Oh, dude, the bun is
The bun's good.
bun's pretty good. Sauce is
Onion
pretty
bun's
good.
good.
Bun and sauce. Wet bread.
McDonald's Strawberry Shortcake McFlurry, swing and a miss.
Well, the machine never works.
Yeah, if you can actually get one. They say the texture of the pink crunchiness is similar to grape nuts.
Moon,
Which is
your
what
thoughts?
which everybody
me?
wants in their McFlurries.
I'm ready
Maybe
now.
slightly less gravelly.
Have the boner sound effect.
And their flavor is artificial in a strawberry lip balm sort of way.
Ugh.
Like a McFlurry that chips my teeth, please.
Coming right up.
Grape nuts coming right up.
You gotta let it soak in the milk.
Nick says veggie straws don't get enough spotlight.
Oh,
Back
I
to you.
agree.
Yo, veggie straws are pretty
Veggie
good.
straws are good, dude.
I'm making dips
can
for
only
those
do
all
like-
day.
I just drink ranch
I
right
can only
through 'em.
I can only do like 5 to 10 of them, and
I
then the
smoke
flavor
'em.
gets weird.
But that's actually, I see that as a plus. That's a bug, not a feature. I mean, that's a feature, not a bug. Because I don't want it. That's my only problem with Doritos. That's why I stopped eating Doritos.
Because you can't
Because I
stop.
can't stop eating Doritos.
That's me with Pringles and Doritos.
Yeah, that's why we don't buy them. Because I will clear a bag and not realize it. I'm
My
a monster.
cholesterol's bad right now, too. I got to get my crap together, you guys. Falling apart.
Hey, just hit it hard, until the rest of until the new year.
Okay.
Just get it all out.
Just hit it hard.
Hit rock bottom.
I will.
Hit rock bottom December 31st.
And then pick it back up
And
on
then
January
pick it back up
1.
January
Good
1.
advice.
Dunkin's breakfast tacos, swing and a miss. They say Dunkin's breakfast tacos taste very, very green, and not in the way you might expect, like guacamole or something. They say the first bite was dominated by the flavor of sour lime, landing on my palate like a bullfrog.
That's very descriptive.
Wow,
That's
dude.
awesome.
For $2.79, I received a flour tortilla filled with approximately 3 tablespoons of eggs, corn, and cheese. That's not a good look, considering I could drive up the road to get 2 breakfast burritos for $6 at Taco John's.
Yeah.
Shout out to Taco John's.
Like a bullfrog.
What you should have done in the first place, that's on you. America got the runs on Dunkin'.
And something more local, a local swing and a miss, was Panera's cinnamon crunch bagel breakfast sandwich.
Ooh.
Kind of sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds really
So the
good.
ham, egg, and cheese on a toasted cinnamon crunch bagel tastes like, their signature bagel flavor, and fills it with Black Forest ham, scrambled egg, cheddar, salt, and pepper. Sticky cinnamon bun quality of the bagel makes it impossible to hold the sandwich without feeling like you dipped your fingers in maple syrup.
Oh,
You would hate it.
yep.
Yep,
I'm
but it
out.
sounds not
The
terrible.
the slice of Black Forest ham are bland. The cheese and egg are so much more plain than they ought to be, failing to elevate the experience.
That bagel is wonderful, though. You know what I'm talking about? With the cinnamon on top, it's almost like crusted out like rock
Yeah.
candy.
It's wild.
When I get bagels, I'm going savory all the time.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not.
but those are like the bagel themselves almost taste savory, and then you get that rock candy cinnamon crunch crush on the top.
little butter. Just shut your
Candy
mouth.
for
Oh,
breakfast.
So good.
By the way, we got bagels this past weekend, and we were trying to get sourdough, and we went to, is it Conn's or the Jewish deli down there?
It's Cohen's.
Cohen's. Thank you.
Cohen's.
And I forgot. We went there, and they had bagels only, so we got some. Absolutely incredible.
Really?
Dude, it's so yummy,
Bagels
man.
are always a win.
I want to learn how to make bagels.
That place rules.
It's a lot.
It's involved.
They're terrible
It's
for you, though,
involved.
right?
they say as far as breads go, probably like the worst type of bread you could have. But again, I'm having a bagel.
But the best.
But it's from a
I'm having a
deli.
bagel.
Just let
I
me
don't
have it.
care.
Yeah, cream
Let me have it.
cheese. Oh,
That's
my
why I'm
goodness.
having it, because I don't care about my health for this particular meal.
Do you guys slice your bagel like the two-way or the little
bread slice?
The bread slice? Yeah. How do you eat your bagel?
Slice in half.
Yeah,
Right. The right
the
way.
Christian way.
That's exactly right, Scott.
You're talking about horizontally.
Not the Panera.
Not the
Like where you
Panera
have
way.
not the Panera way.
Which
And
you mean
Which is
Panera
clever.
way?
Where they run it through the bread slicer, where it's
And
like
you get
thin,
Dip.
I've
Little
never done
bagel
that, but
guys.
that does sound cool.
where it's almost like bagel chips.
Yeah. It's pretty smart.
You feel like you're healthier eating somehow. I don't know.
And it's nice for office things. If you're providing it for office, it makes everyone feel like there's a ton of food.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
You get a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
How do you feel about this? Wendy's is about to embrace the AI game to get you through the drive-thru faster. They're testing, or they did test AI technology to take orders at test restaurants in Columbus, Ohio, and they're rolling out the chatbots to more locations. Do you care?
I care because of the jobs, but I don't care. I mean, I want to know. I will be talking to a machine eventually somehow.
Okay. I understand the jobs. Every fast food place has a now hiring sign.
I know. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we allowing AI to take over all of our... What are we all going to do? Like, we're going to get fat and not have a job.
We need to learn how to fix the robots and bow down to the robots, which I'm doing if I need to.
Yes, welcome.
I am
But you know, I bow down to my AI overlords.
What do you mean?
You
You bummed out about the whole thing?
Well, no, I'm interested because I don't know what it would be like. Like I saw like in Tokyo, they have actual AI robots that are serving meals like at like their waitresses. And so that'd be kind of neat to have like a dinner where this bot is coming at you with your grub. But I don't want that to be my world that I live in. I still like interaction with humans and interpersonal communication. I feel like that's already by the wayside, and we're just digging ourselves in deeper. Like I feel like maybe AI could have been used in different capacities rather than like jobs that are foundational jobs for people that
Nobody
try to
wants
learn.
those jobs.
That's not true. There's plenty of people who want to work those jobs because they're entry level.
Yeah, they are entry level. But again, every fast food joint you roll by, I guarantee you every fast food place up and down this street here has a now hiring sign.
Well, yeah, but the kids are back in school, so they're not. There's nobody to work during.
And
the
that's
week.
why now when I'm coming home from a gig at 11 o'clock at night on a Friday, I want
Yeah.
something to eat, everything's closed.
That's okay. You don't need to eat something at 11 o'clock. You're going to bed soon.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Okay.
Nobody wants these jobs, man. Because the public decorum has deteriorated to the point that it's not worth it anymore. That's why we have a story every week of somebody throwing a burrito at somebody's head or getting into a gunplay in a McDonald's. It's just like nobody wants to work. It's a thankless.
Nobody wants to work fast food. Even though, remember the fight for 15?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do nothing.
These jobs now are $15 an hour.
Right.
I started when I was in the service. It was $4.25.
$4.25 back.
$15 an hour, and they still can't find anybody to work.
Where did that compare, though, with Power of the Dollar? Because I think
It
it's
was
still-
not close to 50. It was not close. What's minimum wage now?
Well,
That was minimum wage then.
I know, but I'm saying the Power of the Dollar when it was $4.25. What did that get you? Because I think it's actually worse off now, even with 15. I mean, to us it seems ridiculous because we're comparing our $4.15 or $4.25.
So $4.25 was $4.25 back in 1995.
I bought a house for $69,000. Now I can't even find a house for less than $250.
It's $12 an hour in Missouri for minimum wage.
No, so what was $4.25? So $4.25 in 1995 is compared to what in 2023?
Yeah, I don't know.
See, this is why we need AI to answer these questions. So we don't have to. This is the perfect situation for AI. Like, tell us.
$4.25 in 1995 was worth $8.58 today, according to inflationcalculator.com.
I'm supportive.
So it's better now.
So it's double.
So it's better now. But the cost
15 an hour is approximately
on direct inflation.
worth twice as much as what you were making when you were in the services.
Right, on direct inflation. But then the Power of the Dollar, back then you could get a house for X percentage of the average annual income, and now that's
Sure.
like doubled.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that was working at McDonald's in 1995 that was
No, but I was
getting a
working.
three-bedroom
But I was
ranch.
working 3 or 4 jobs, and I could survive. My
Sure.
daughter can't even afford and she's busting ass and
Sure.
making more money than I did, but she can't afford an apartment, and I was broke, but at least I could afford to support my family in an
Cost of
apartment.
housing's nuts. I will agree with that.
I also think less kids are getting jobs. early.
Well, and also
Yeah, I
maybe
think
the
so.
population is going down, so this is a way to combat that, where like more people are not having children. And so the population growth is going to be either at a stall or I think it might be the lowest point it's ever been. And so maybe AI working at, fast food restaurants is going to help us whenever there's no kids to like take that entry level job.
Listen,
for the
if
first
I have
time.
a hankering for a QPC at 10:30 on a Friday or Saturday, and it's an AI, whatever, taking my order, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You won't even have to say thank you because it's just a robot. Although
Well,
I do say
polite
thank you to
people-
my Alexa.
Yeah.
Think about all the unrequited dad jokes, though, man. That's going to have an impact on society.
What do you
You
mean?
got a robot server. They come to the table. Your dad's like, shows him the empty plate, and he's like, I guess I didn't like that, huh? Guess I hated that meal. And it's just all he hits back is a beep boop. Just a sad dad.
Beep boop, beep boop.
I just don't ever.
Carla used to laugh at that when she'd come by, and I'd say, I guess I hated that meal, show her my empty plate. Got a good laugh out of her, but guess I'll just go out in my shop.
Huh.
On the
Banging a
different
wrench.
changes with like industries and stuff, I just don't ever want to be on the wrong side of history and be some curmudgeon that's like, they're taking this and this is changing when like that's how the world works. From the Industrial Revolution to computers to
Here's
this
how-
and that. It's like these jobs go away, these jobs are created. These jobs go away, these jobs are created. You know what I mean? Like
Here's how I like to say it.
we're always in flux, and to
How
push
I like to
against
do
that
it.
is
I like to play both sides.
Hedge your bets.
Yeah,
You're a real Rothschild.
I mean, instead of pining for the past, how about we try to think about and like anticipate the future? That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I want a pneumatic tube that shoots chicken nuggets into my mouth directly, like the bank has.
Like,
Hey.
Where I just press a button,
adapt-
it's like, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Every time I
Adapt or
hit the
die.
button, it just like launches a nuggie into my mouth.
Hey, you guys see this press release just come through? Just announced Brett Goldstein at the Fabulous Fox Theater.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know who
News
that
on
is.
tour.
He
Sorry.
plays Roy Kent on Ted Lasso.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's like the writer. I think he wrote Shrinking.
Oh, which I've been
He's a
watching and love.
producer on that for sure. I don't know if he's
Producer.
writing
I
it.
think he's writer, producer, whatever.
That's cool.
Fabulous Fox Theater, May 17th. It's a Friday night, guys.
Oh, heck yeah, we're going.
We're going.
Guys.
Woo!
I just did the iPhone update, and there's a new app on the iPhone called Journal, which is really cool.
Oh, nice.
Journal.
Yeah, it's like on your phone, it'll automatically load with the new iPhone update. I don't know.
All right, we got time for like one or two emails.
Oh, one or two.
Well, we got to get the Song Society people are here.
Ah, yes. Let's see.
Ah, yes, the Song Society. There's going to be a check presentation, guys, and an announcement about something cool Mission Taco's doing.
Good morning, arbiter of taste, lady hippie, lyrical genius, king, and colonel. Salute. I know this topic has been discussed in the past, but with the newest additions to the show, I believe the public deserves to know what Brenda Lee actually is saying in her holiday classic, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Does she say pumpkin, or did she successfully pull off one of the best, sneakiest F-bombs in the history of music? The world needs to know, where do you guys fall on this? The world deserves
What?
the truth. All right, so Brenda Lee, remember the something about pumpkin pie? Here, give me some sound. Give me some sound.
Okay.
Did she drop an F-bomb there?
All right, go back 5 seconds. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I
it's
think
what
so.
you want to hear.
And I want to hear the F word.
If you want to hear her say the F word, you will hear the F word.
I heard Blumpkin.
If you want to hear Blumpkin,
You would.
can you-
Blumpkin.
shush. 1 second.
Ah, you heard it clearly.
Sounded
Go
Blumpkin
back.
that
Go back
time.
again. It's what you want to hear.
Merry Christmas.
It's what you want to hear.
There you go, John.
Although when you're singing that in the car,
Uh-huh.
on your way to Aunt Kathy's house for Christmas Eve, make sure you shout out
Let
effing
it
pie.
out.
And then your mom hits you in the back of the head for cursing in front of the kids.
That's what she's saying.
All right, one more quickly.
In entertainment reviews, you guys were talking about Bad Surgeon, Love Under the Knife on Netflix, which, by the way, is one of the most disturbing things I've ever watched. This is the story of a surgeon and professional liar, Paolo Maccarini. The story is somewhat infamous now. It's been covered multiple times in a show called The Con on ABC, 2020, Dr. Death Season 2, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But there's also a story called Dr. Gone Wrong, named a guy named Christopher Dunch It's about ego, cover-up, vanity, and ass covering at the highest magnitude. He was the original Dr. Death. Dr. Death is the name of the documentary, season 1, and the miniseries featuring Alec Baldwin.
Oh, I listened to that. There's a whole podcast. I wonder he did a podcast.
Okay, they say that this guy's 10 times worse than the Macarini guy. Horrible, fascinating story, a must-watch. I wanted to let you know. Tell your audience, R.I.P. Jeff.
So what's it called?
Dr. Gone. Oh, no. It's just, I guess it's called Christopher Dunch. And it was the original Dr. Death documentary. So seek out the original Dr. Death documentary.
All right.
Have you guys seen that Bad Surgeon one yet, though?
No, not yet.
Holy smokes, guys. Like, it was almost one of those where I couldn't get through it just because at one point I thought, wait a second, is this fake? Is this fake? Is this put on because it's so outlandishly awful? And then I realized that I don't think it's fake.
Yeah, for real.
This dude got away with so much that you would never assume.
Yeah,
you put so much trust in doctors and all these, organizations to keep everybody up. This guy was such a fake. You got to see it.
Yeah, I got to watch it.
Good luck getting through it, though. I had to turn it off and take a break.
All right, well, speaking of breaks, got to take a break. I know Tracy and Jamie from the Song Society are here. We'll chat with them. Talk about what the Song Society does. Mission Taco's doing a cool thing for when El Monstero plays their run of shows starting this week or next week. When does El Monstero start
next week, I believe.
Start their run of shows at the pageant. All right, welcome back to the Rizz Show. I'd like to welcome to the studio two very lovely women, very charitable women. You guys do great things. Tracy and Jamie from the Song Society.
Hello. We're so excited to be here.
Good morning. Good to see you guys.
You too.
And you got some stuff coming up in the future. In fact, a big event for you guys being hosted by Lern.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Come
so
January, but yeah, congratulations on all your success with the Song Society. I know you started. How old is the Song Society now?
So the Song Society officially launched April 1st this year. So we're getting there. We're getting there. So, but we've been doing music therapy collectively together for almost 20 years.
Yeah, and that songwriting therapeutic process. Tracy has this unique approach that started 14 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've carried it over and expanded the mission, and we're seeing so many kids right now, which is just incredible.
Well, we've worked with you guys in the past for the past couple of years. And now to see you guys continue on with your own organization. So explain to everybody, if you don't know, what the Song Society is.
Yeah. So the Song Society is a St. Louis-based charity that specifically focuses on a unique approach to therapeutic songwriting. And we work with families that are affected by cancer and late effects of cancer. So if a child or a teenager is diagnosed when they're younger, many people don't really understand that just because they beat cancer, that the often kind of misunderstanding is that, oh, you're cancer-free now, you're good to go. That's not exactly true.
Right,
so
like,
kids
cancer-free,
continue
see you
to
later.
live with, they have late effects of pediatric cancer treatment. We also work with families affected by chronic illness, and then anyone that's had a life-altering medical condition. So aside from the work we used to do was just cancer and blood disorders, and now we just really saw a gap in services and really wanted to help expand the opportunity to continue offering these unique services, but free of charge to more families. They just go through so much things. Cystic fibrosis, diabetes, heart conditions. If a kid or a teenager was in a car accident, maybe lost their leg or something, it's just really trying to focus on providing a unique approach to mental health support through music therapy when they're going through such a life-altering change.
And they get to record it, and then if appropriate, they do performances. We support them. We are on stage with them.
Oh, and we've seen it. And just to see some of the kids you've worked with at a couple of our events on stage where they don't have a care in the world. They forget about what they're going through, and they just focus on the song and singing their song, and they see them, I don't know, just light up when they get applause, when they're out there doing it. It's amazing.
It's been incredible. I think there's one that everyone I think here has seen, one of our participants that's a little bit older, and she has gotten so many standing ovations, and it's incredible. It's boosted her confidence. It's such
so awesome.
It's so great to see. It's great for them. It's great for the family, and just everyone gets it when they hear the lyrics and what they're writing about and their message. And her last song was called "Set It Free," when she's also dealing with the late effects of treatment. So that "Set It Free" makes sense. Some people can check those videos and those stories out on our YouTube page of some of the patients we're seeing.
There's not a lot of organizations that really support the late effects community because it's just not something people talk about. Again, like you said, it's like, oh, you're cancer-free, see you later, good to go.
Ring the bell, done.
Yep, you're done, and that's not exactly true. Another one of our rock stars that you guys have seen that she actually performed at Eat and Treat years ago, Abby Shraggy.
Yes.
She's written many songs and huge fan of you guys, by the way. So shout out to Abby.
You're listening.
Yeah, she just did the interview the other day. I was talking about Seether, and because you guys had given her tickets years ago to Seether, and she's just a huge fan. But same thing, you know, she's 19, just turned 19, and just did an interview the other day with one of the El Monstero guys about just people don't really understand. They think you're done.
Well, there's also so they're quote unquote cancer free, but they still have appointments to go to. There's still also the worry: is this going to come back?
Right. Yeah.
Sure.
And a lot of pediatric cancer treatment, you know, leaves you with a lot of
long-term effects.
Long-term effects.
Growth and things like that.
So Abby's going to have things that she'll deal with the rest of her life that her family will have to help her with, and she'll need support for a long time. So that affects your mental health. So there's still need for support.
We were talking to a whole bunch of people at Punk Rock Christmas about you ladies, and you know they're asking how they can donate and how they can be a part, and what is it that you guys did, and you know, it just made me realize again that you know, music being such a universal language, you guys really do provide such a great therapy, because people, no matter what age, when they have things like this happen, they're so shocking, and it can freeze people as far as how they communicate with the world, even with loved ones. And being able to witness what you guys are doing and giving them an avenue that may not have been thought of before to express things through music and through lyrics, like opens up not just the one avenue to write a song and put some things in the lyric, but really opens up communication just in general to express some of the difficulty or some of the emotions that somebody's going through during that. And it's magic to see what you guys do.
Music is a beautiful platform.
Oftentimes. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say music's a beautiful platform because we find some of these sessions, these kids or young adults will say things in songs and lyrics because it feels more comfortable for them than they will in talk therapy. So it's just another expressive way to get their message and to process what's going on.
Yeah, oftentimes we have many parents that say to us, wow, I've never heard my child express what they're going through.
Open up
I've never
like that.
heard them say this. And just to echo what Moon is saying, like that line of communication, it offers an opportunity to, even if we're sitting with the parents and saying, look at these lyrics, look at what your child is saying, and it offers this safe line of communication that can happen between even just a parent and a child, and maybe it helps them kind of continue communicating about it further on.
What's the age range?
So we used to only see up to 18, but now it's 5 to 30.
Wow.
So, and it's not just the patient or the person that it happened to or the person living with the disorder or disease, it's the whole family. So of the siblings, you know, that we really believe that when this happens in a family unit, it turns the whole family upside down. So we really try to support the whole family.
All right, let's talk about some of these fundraising opportunities coming up. So El Monstero's doing their run at the pageant next week. So every night they play, Mission Taco is going to give, for every Three Little Piggies burrito they sell over there, a portion of the proceeds to the Song Society.
Yeah, we're super thrilled about Mission Taco. We actually brought some burritos for you guys.
Yes, thank
I know we missed the Doritos, but we have the tacos.
Yes, so every time the Piggies burrito is purchased, that money will go directly back to the Song Society to support our services. These services, no matter what, are free of charge
Wonderful.
for families.
That's awesome. So I'm going to throw out the Eagle Call for that one.
Eagle Call!
We love Mission Taco. So every night El Monstero's playing that Three Little Piggies burrito. Proceeds go to Song Society. And coming up in January, tell me about that gig.
Oh my gosh, you want to talk about the January event?
We can both talk about it. It's called Rockin' at the Rite, and it's at the Scottish Rite Cathedral, which is a very beautiful space over by the Fox. And it's just a beautiful night of light and song with a light foundation. And then us, and we're going to have rock stars perform their original songs. And Lern is going to be there emceeing with Super Jam, who's going to be headlining the night.
Super Jam's awesome.
So good.
So we have some fun surprises for that night. And when we're putting those pieces together, and we're just, I've known the Super Jam crew and the El Monstero crew for a while, and we are just ecstatic to get them involved with everything.
Yeah, some of the El Monstero guys were doing some interviews with our rock stars over the weekend, and it was just a really emotional moment to hear some of these kids talk about their stories and just to hear the musicians and them talk about how music is so impactful. It was really beautiful. So we're excited and so grateful to be their chosen charity this year for El Monstero for all the shows. And there's going to be a highlight of a rock star every night. So we're just so thrilled. So
what's the date of that event again?
So the El Monstero is the 7 shows, and we heard from their publicist that their 5 shows sold out already.
Okay, awesome.
Get your tickets.
So get your tickets now. And then our January event, Rockin' at the Right, emceed by Lern, is January 13th at the Scottish Rite.
At the Scottish Rite. And the Song Society's website is?
Is thesongsociety.org, and you can donate directly on the website and find more information about the event.
Well, you guys do amazing work. And, you always got a home here, and whatever you guys need.
Thank you so much.
You all are amazing. We just love working with you all.
We have a check to write you as well. Punk Rock Machine is writing you guys a check because we, at the Punk Rock Christmas, had volunteers come up and do punk rock haircuts from Rad Barbershop while on stage, and for everybody that volunteered and got their head shaved, basically.
That is so awesome.
We're donating to Song Society.
I feel like maybe we should mohawk
why don't you?
ourselves.
Bring in the barbers. We'll do it right now.
I actually have some clippers in my bag. I was hoping you'd say that.
It's just to see more kids.
I really shouldn't have said anything.
All right, Jamie, Tracy, thank you guys so much. The Song Society is the charity. We'll take one final break. We'll come back and wrap her up. And that is it for us. Donnie Fandango is next. Thank you all for tuning in. 2 shows left for the year for us, and then we out. Tomorrow, comedian Michael Yo joins us. See him at Funny Bone this weekend, Funny Bone Westport. Today's podcast is titled...
Was there any other options? Once Lern said, I love sucking off the dust.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's
And Rafe had a good
what made
the
it.
show today, too.
Rizz Show quotes are having a ball.
Rafe's follow-up to that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen?
I was just handed Steel Panther tickets, and I can't go to the show, so I'm going to give them out at DB's on Sunday from noon to 2 for NFL Sunday.
Right on.
Whoa.
Nice.
What you think of that? Come see me.
See Moon at DB's on Sunday for football. See us at the Glory Pro Wrestling Show, December 2, Rizz Member 3 at the South Broadway Athletic Club. I think the whole shebang starts at 3.
Think so.
I got a text from Corey, also 100% family friendly.
Yes. Oh, I've been there, man. There are a lot of kids there.
Oh, so Warthog isn't going to be there?
Hey.
What?
Him. It's Warhorse.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Scott, anything else?
I think I'm good.
Rafe?
Nope.
Oh, hey, shout out to Song Society for coming by and bringing Mission Taco. Shout out to Mission Taco for feeding our VIP as well over at Punk Rock Christmas. Man, I just crushed that whole burrito down there in one break.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy, I feel good.
Anything?
Yeah, follow me on the socials. Tell me what a bad cat mom I am at Lern versus Radio. Thanks.
Do it.
All right, we leave you with a selection from our Rizz Show Team Rizz Member of the Day, brought to you by hotshotsnet.com/Team Rizz, Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. From Edwardsville, Illinois, Sierra Conway